Hey guys, DMic here for another episode of Super Mario Galaxy. We're gonna jump into one of the most unlikable parts of this game. I've been lamenting this for probably 40 stars now. Once you beat the game, quote unquote, facing Bowser for that center of the galaxy type of clash, you are given the privilege of collecting purple coins. There are 100 that you need to collect per galaxy that you're a part of. And for better or for worse, this is really not that enjoyable. I'm going to be doing all of them, though. There's quite a few galaxies where they make this a plot point. Thankfully, this one is not too difficult, and a lot of them in general aren't really too bad. I don't think I would be so bold as to call them difficult, but I will say tedious. So if you like collectathons, if you're really into grabbing bunches of coins, then this is going to be for you. So while I'm doing this, a little positive point, let's go ahead and talk about the channel. Hopefully you all are enjoying this content. I've been having a lot of fun playing Super Mario Galaxy up until this point. I'm still going to enjoy the majority of what I'm doing. Just a little less so with these purple coin missions. But yeah, if you're enjoying the content, please make sure to be subscribed, to follow up. If you're one of those people that likes to get instant notifications, you can click the bell thing or smash it or grind on it. I don't know, whatever verb you want of action for that bell. Make sure that you hit that in order to get up to the date stuff. I'm gonna be uploading this stuff as per usual, Tuesdays, Thursdays. And then I got the Super Nintendo Sundays, which has been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed putting that together for you guys so far. It is really nostalgic, and I'm able to finally create content at the level that I've always wanted to. So that's been nice. There's no real technological hangups that I used to have. That was kind of the main crux of putting together content back in the day, was that I was very limited by my resources. I didn't have a high-end PC. I didn't have a PC, period. I was doing the majority of my content creation off of an old MacBook, which for all intents and purposes was fine. But I was doing content creation with technology that wasn't very robust, and you know, I feel like I would say I finally learned my lesson, and I wasn't going to do any half measures with my channel this time around. You guys were going to make sure that you got the best of the best. So high-end audio, high-end video, everything 60 FPS. Only the best for the best fans in the universe. So you guys can take that one to the bank. So I'm supposed to be traveling around this galaxy and collecting the coins. They're going to kind of detour you with all of these launch stars, but just kind of tour around. You'll be able to pick up a lot of the purple coins through the orbit, which is really nice. That one was pretty straightforward. I can't promise that for the rest of this, and there are some purple coin missions which, for whatever reason, the designers thought, hey, let's add some additional difficulty to this, as if they're not already tedious enough and frustrating, so be wary of that. That will be coming up in the very not so distant future, and we're actually almost done with all of this. That Honey Hive Galaxy is a comet, as you can see, so I can't finish that one yet, but that's okay. You actually can move the comets around. If you see that purple Luma, that fat one that's hanging around, you can have him move the comets, and then you can take them at your leisure, wherever you have to pay to use Starbits to do that. So we're going to go ahead and use Flying Mario to get all the way back up to the top of this Heckin' Comet Observatory. This is really the only true use for this, which I feel is kind of a missed opportunity. I said that a little bit last time, but you're able to fly around, which is cool, but you can only do it in that little sub-galaxy where you meet up with Rosalina and you get the power-up in the first place. So you can only do it there. And then in the observatory hub, which is, I don't know. I think it's disappointing. Maybe you fans would disagree. I don't know. I just know that for a game that's supposed to be about space exploration and fun, that would be kind of... Oh, that was great. That would be something that you would want to have. Okay, so you can actually shoot yourself into dying. I'm actually looking forward to the eventual fail compilation that either I make or one of you makes, depending upon how much time or people have on their hands. Who knows these days? But I've had some miscues. I've had some pretty funny ones too, so this would be very commemorative. So yeah, go through here and blow all these Octorok dudes up. Get yourself a butt ton of star bits. Look at this. This is amazing. Collect as many as you can. Just absolute genocide. In a good way. Nothing like a little positive genocide. Anyway, I actually did learn not too long ago. I don't have the exact, you know, Merriam-Webster's definition, but I do remember that there is a unit of measure, like a buttload or a butt ton, something like that, or like a something like that. That's a thing. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that that's great. I think we should all measure the things in our lives by tons of butts, because who doesn't like a nice butt ton, you know? Who doesn't like that? All right, so that was not what I meant to do. I just wasted a bunch of star bits. So this mission again, last time we swam to the bottom and we blew up that ghost ship. Or half of one, I guess. So this time we're not going to do that. This time we're actually going to follow the very conveniently placed star bits that have guided us in this direction. And we're going to be very careful and swimming away from these mines and these weird googly jellyfish. Catch that little air bubble if you're running low. Part of the issue here is that if you're swimming fast with your Luma spin, you could be depriving Mario of precious oxygen. So be mindful of that. You don't want to see Mario asphyxiate and die, like a certain Mario 64 game. So this is the actual ghost ship itself that is being referred to in the Galaxy title. And would you believe it, this is also a purple coin mission that will be added to our roster of stars to get eventually. So if you can't hear it already, the enthusiasm in my voice is just dripping. So yeah, we're excited for that. We're pretty pumped to do that. If I'm being completely honest, this star actually is pretty difficult, purple coin wise. But we do have a boss fight. Welcome back, Camilla. So this one's a little difficult. I did not mean to say that. I meant to say different, but I said difficult and different in my brain before they hit my talkie bits. So yeah, I would have goofed. So this one has a bit of a multi-phase approach to it. So Camilla will start on the outside of the ship and dilly-dally. She will apparate, float around, but this is a 3D Mario, and this is a 3D boss fight. So we have to go up to the crow's nest to finish this one off, which is kind of a nice touch. I mean, it's kind of cool, but this is also absolute chaos, where you have these little Kamex, however you say it, getting in the way, as they just did, trying to cause chaos. You can clear them out if you want. It is at your own discretion. I would say that they don't give me an issue, but then I also am not you know, one cycling her. That is not very MLG pro of me. I gotta step my game up. So yeah, she does the same stuff as before. The green shell, the kind of red projectiles. So once you get the hang of that, it's not really too bad, unless you just completely miss, like I just did. Just for reference, the goal here is to hit her with the green shells, not completely whiff like I did. But hey, you're welcome. That's just an example of what not to do. So yeah, she will reincarnate her comic buddies. I don't know if those are like her children or like what's going on, but doing this part's just kind of tough because like the depth perception isn't really there. Oh, and apparently it's 4 hits this time, not 3, so that's pretty uncool. And you just gotta keep dodging. I'm just shocked I haven't been hit yet. Especially when they're doubling up like this. You have to be quick though to grab that final shell. Because if you don't, then it will flop off the little arena there. But yeah. So we smash her magic cane, and we'll take her star. How about that, lady? Wasn't too bad. Not as painful as a purple coin mission. So there you go. And we got a lot of star bits from that. That's one of the benefits of some of these boss fights is that when you knock out a hit, you wind up really doing a good amount of damage and get a ton of star bits in return. So this is the Melty Molten Galaxy. I believe this is actually the galaxy that when I played this game casually, this is the final star that I was tasked with getting, and it is a pain in the behind. So getting it this way, I have a lot of muscle memory for this one. The casual acquiring of this star is not bad. This is doable, and it is reasonable. However, the eventual follow-up is way less forgiving. There is a very punishing update in the mechanics with what they have you do here. And it is it's gonna take some tries. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. I am confident in my ability to be mediocre at this game. So I just know that, you know, given my luck, especially with the Let's Play curse, that it could possibly just be very messy. I'm gonna try to keep things tidy. It does help that, you know, I have, you know, I wouldn't say recent practice and history with this, but, you know, there's actually a Hungry Luma here. I didn't remember that. So let's see if we got enough for him. I doubt it. Yeah, we did not pick up enough. We have about half as much as we need. So we're just going to ignore that Hungry Luma, and instead we're going to take these pull stars to an alternative route. Who doesn't love a good pull star alternative now? This is something that you have to be very careful with, is these lava plumes that will come out from the planets. You can essentially avoid the tail. That's okay. But if you hit the actual... Oh, this is dumb. Ah, boy. If you hit the actual, you know, girthy part of it, you're gonna be in some danger. Oh, boy. Okay. Oh, boy. This is such a mess. Ah, come on. I have no idea what's happening right now. This is unbelievable. It's not. It is believable. It's 100% believable. Story of my life. So I'm assuming this is just for the aesthetic of having Mario fly through these, you know, lava plumes and whatnot. That looks cool. I'm getting a little bit of PTSD as I play through this, just remembering just all the chaos. You know, I have 5 health points right now to be able to conquer this bad boy with these little fiery turd burglars. But believe me, imagine if you had to do this level with, I don't know, 1. What that would look like, and how, you know, not particularly fun that is. I feel like that's kind of one of the things in game design that is important to consider is like, where's the line between challenge and fun, and how can you make those kind of synonymous? Because what's the point of playing a game if it's just challenging for the sake of it? I know some people don't care about that. Some people literally derive pleasure from the pain they experience of the challenge, you know? Some people believe that pain is just weakness leaving the body. Heard that quote before. That sounds kind of insane. But, you know, I'm not going to knock people for liking a good challenge. I also like a good challenge, but I also like a reasonable challenge. A challenge that actually makes me feel like the things that I'm being asked to do fall in line with kind of the progress in learning that I've done so far. If it feels like the game is trying to punish me, then it's just not as enjoyable. So take that for what it's worth. That's just my opinion. My goofy, unabated opinion. So we're on this part of the... I don't even know what this is. This weird mountain that's like sinking into the lava, the hot lava. We gotta scale it to the top, and we're already there. I mean, this isn't too bad, but this is just the... This is the very casual way to do it. And the eventual... We're gonna do this again later. And that little lava buddy that's right there at the end that the game puts there to throw you off is a huge pain in the butt. It is such a... It's such a fake out at the end when you think, hey, I'm done. I've done wonderful things today. Oh, it's another Hungry Luma. I don't think we're not even gonna have remotely enough to do that one. We're at the point in the game where you basically have to have, you know, umpteenth million star bits. That's where you're gonna wind up probably doing a lot of the Hungry Lumas at the end, because you have to stockpile when you run through, and you know, you're collecting star bits, but they're not quite in the quantity. Okay, that looks really cool. They're not quite in the quantity that you'd need, because the last, I want to say the last mission that we did for the Hungry Luma that asked for it was like 1,200 or something like that. We pick up at most on a mission, I think that we've been hitting is like 200. So you'd have to replay that mission 6 times, or, you know, do different stars. But the reality of that is you might not necessarily have the luxury of getting all of those star bits in that quantity. So I'm assuming we're supposed to light these torches here, but I don't know if there's a fire flower I missed. Probably. When in doubt, just blame yourself. And in that case, I mean me, because that is probably what's happened, is I've missed something. I thought I saw a question mark block, so that might be where it is. But then again, I'm also running into the fun. Actually, I don't know, maybe these guys can light it up. See if I can lure them over here. See if that's the case. Okay. So we gotta use these guys to help us out. They finally do something useful instead of get in the way and burn our butts. Not cool. So this looks like danger. Got some thwomps here. And this is very easy to die in this part because those black holes are not kidding around. And yeah. You basically have to jump out of the crevasse. It's nice that they give you a life there, though, because this level is very keen on robbing you of them. Being very unfair. Okay, that was not actually an intended jump, but I will take it. Ouch. Please just let me get through this. I want nothing to do with you. Okay. Very close. That was a full butt pucker on that one. If you want to imagine being fully clenched, you can imagine me being that way. Oh, there's a life stream here. Normally I don't go out of my way to get them, but that is a must right here, especially when I'm cutting it so close. The game is brutal sometimes, though, with these projectiles coming in hot, literally. you have to kind of steer out of the way. I believe the RNG is coded in a way to make them... They're supposed to be coming after you. So you have to be careful to dodge them as they're coming down out of the sky. Part of the other issue as well is just that these projectiles, when you're caught, they set you on fire. So getting set on fire, especially in an area where there's not really a ton of space to land, could wind up with multiple burnings, and you're just going to wind up hopping around on the lava until it's game over. This is actually going decently well, so I'm not super upset yet. But don't worry, everybody. If there's anybody who can ruin a good time, it's me on my own behalf. So let's see if we can keep it going here. No bad juju. We have to lure a Bullet William all the way to the other side of this planet. This weird beam. Oh, okay. Well, that's fun. That actually worked out pretty well. It's that's kind of the downside, is that you've got these bullet bills that you have to kind of weave through, but then you've got these lava jerks that are just trying to get in the way, and sometimes the bullet bills will run into each other, which is just great. It's kind of tough to just remember exactly what's the best path, and they aren't super shifty, so I'm having relatively good luck today, so that's probably a sign that I'm gonna deal with some karmic justice. All right, so here's the best part of any, oh, and we're dead. So I forgot that was motion controls. That was my fault. I think the game will spit us back here. And there's a life, so... Oh, you gotta have momentum for that, folks. If you go for the life, you better make sure you got one in the first place. There's actually two there. So that's pretty cool of the game to... Alright, so that's a horrible idea. I'm gonna stop doing that. It turns out that trying to approach that spot, just brute forcing it, does not work very well. And there's still projectiles that are coming out of the sky. I like how the game just slows down to like a very like indiscriminate whistle when you're going slowly. It's like, all right. It's like weird carnival music as you're trying to weave in and out of this horrible rolling puzzle. Oh boy. Oh, come on. All right, we're good. I am not feeling so good about this right now. There are holes in the lava. I'm not entirely sure how that makes sense, but you just gotta go for it sometimes. I say that as I don't just go for it. But there's probably like an optimal way to do this, and I don't know what it is, because I'm too much of a coward to do it any other way. Oh boy. Yeah, the motion controls here are not good. Not good at all. I'm actually gonna wait for that big platform because I don't trust myself. So let's see if we can get some momentum. Ah, yes. 2 tries. Kind of shocked at that, actually. I thought I was doomed. That just kind of felt like a beautiful disaster. Yeah, these final galaxies, especially the ones up here, brutal. This garden dome is meant to be tricky on purpose. On porpoise. What do you call it when a dolphin does something intentionally? They did it on porpoise. You're welcome for that. Okay, so we've got time for one more star to get back up to our usual amount. I'm gonna open up this galaxy here and see what it is. The Matter Splatter Galaxy. I don't remember this one too well, but I do believe that it is all about disappearing platforms. There's actually a power-up for Yoshi that's in Mario Galaxy 2. Spoilers! And it kind of reminds me of this. So this one has like these weird little bouncing fountain kind of raindrop things that will pop onto the different, I guess, platforms, and you can only make progress when they are active. And of course, there's K-Mix because, you know, why not? Why not just make this like unbearable? Ooh, that was close. So I would recommend making haste. Don't stand on any sort of platform any longer than you have to, especially when it involves things that disappear very quickly. So you really just gotta move. Sometimes it's not punishing, but you are going to want to continue to just keep moving forward. Keep your head up, eyes to the sky. I'm not entirely sure the best way to progress here. I don't know if it's left or right, so I'm being tempted this direction though. And the other downside too is that when you're trying to ascend, that you don't have the ability to jump and grab onto stuff when it's not visible. So, you know, in the moment, it might be good for you because the game is throwing you a bone and it's lighting up an area that you need to be. But then there's other times when it doesn't do that and you're just kind of stuck. So what's a better way to already make a challenging galaxy more challenging? Let's add in Spring Mario. Why not? You can only ascend through these weird little grates that they have on the floor. You can also fall through those, so be mindful of that. You're going to want to continue to try to make your way to the tippy top, collecting star bits along the way if you feel so inclined. It's kind of cool that you can see the rest of the galaxy kind of flopping around there in the background. There's a 1-up if you feel like it. I'm not really feeling like I need it. I'm just very nervous about continuing to go north here. Just do a big super jump and keep it going. This isn't quite as brutal as the original part of the galaxy, but you just have to make sure that you keep going and you're accurate with your jumps. If you noticed, I didn't hit the grate exactly the way that I was supposed to, and the game punished me for that, so you only really have one shot to hit a lot of these grates to move forward. So you have to really line it up perfectly, or else you're not making it. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. That's death. Oh boy. Hopefully it Hopefully it lets me at least start. Okay. So that's not too bad. That is kind of a bit of a bummer, but the good takeaway, I guess, is just that there's a ton of star bits to be gained from this. If you remembered, we gained 50 very easily just from that one section where it had the rows of them. So if you're low on star bits or you're trying to get ready for a Hungry Luma, this isn't a horrible decision to go with this star. You can pick them up pretty easily. Now, I say easily, that's relatively speaking. It does just kind of lay them out there for you, but you also have to get there. So it may or may not be ideal for you if you're not feeling the Spring Mario power-up and you don't want to deal with the hassle of using the best upgrade power-up in the game. I would totally understand. But if you're feeling like a MLG elite pro gamer, you don't want to come across as a noob, then, you know, give it a try. It really helps to just try to center Mario when you're not with the actual jumping, but just with the kind of flopping around mechanic. That does help. If you can kind of center, don't have any sort of jumps, just get it nice and straight. Not mess this up twice. It actually wanted you to probably jump from here, but hey, I'm a bit of a daredevil. Not really. But that's a bit of a shortcut there. Thank goodness. I believe we're almost done with this mission. I have a little bit more disappearing shenanigans to go. I don't quite remember the optimal path here, but we're just going to wing it, as we typically do when we haven't played this game recently and we have no muscle memory. Oh boy. Oh. So you have to be careful. These platforms will appear and disappear before you, obviously. And if you choose the wrong one, then you are SOL. That's sorry out of luck. For those of you who are not acronym inclined. Okay. We got a K-Mech situation here. Trying to throw you a curveball, but we're pretty close to the finish line here as long as we don't biff it. I'm liking our odds here. Maybe not. Might have to long jump over here just to be safe. The Luma jump is just such a saving grace in this game. In the same way that, you know, using Cappy and Odyssey is. It just kind of saves your bacon. Hopefully I chose the right path. It does appear that I did, so let's grab that star and get out of here. It's going to be our final star for the day, ladies and gentlemen. So we're headed back to the garden. Hopefully you guys enjoyed yourselves. Made some pretty good progress today on some pretty tough stars. I'd say this is probably my best performance so far. So hopefully you enjoyed seeing that elite gameplay. We have 690 star bits. Pretty nice. So thanks for joining me, everybody. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.